Carolyn Elephant, I just wanted to talk a little bit about the videos that I posted showing how to use Claude to create a skill for an appellate brief and then apply that skill and then draft a brief and show how the Claude word add-in works too. So that's what I did. The first video shows how I used some information on the New York appellate process to create a skill in Claude. I am licensed to practice in New York, but I don't handle appeals in state court in New York. And so I was kind of flying blind when I created the skill, but I just wanted to show it again as a proof of concept so that you can see how easy it is to create a skill. And you can imagine a situation where you have a real expertise in that area, where you put in every little cram and every little bit of know-how that you have between your ears, all that in between your ears knowledge, and put it into that skill and then share it with your team or share it with contract lawyers who work for you. And imagine how empowering it is for them to be able to take advantage of your knowledge. So that's really why skills are so critical. And that's why I wanted to show that even for something as complex and sophisticated as appellate practice, you can still use skills in a really robust way. So I showed how we used the skills to generate the brief and how you can incorporate mid-page to do some legal research as you're writing the brief. And then in the second video, I showed how you can use the Claude Word plugin to format the brief and to get it into shape for filing. And in the plugin, we learned that there are a couple of mistakes in the skill. The skill gave the requirements for the mid-level New York Appellate Division as opposed to the Court of Appeals. That's something, again, I wasn't paying attention to when I was generating the skill, but obviously an experienced practitioner would generate the skill correctly. And that's a lesson to the wise too. Don't just buy up somebody else's skill if you don't know if they have expertise in that particular area. But anyway, on the second skill, on the second video, I showed how the Word plugin works. And you can see again, it wasn't completely ready for prime time. It got us a little farther, but it also conked out at the end. It also tried to do a little too much. It tried doing a table of authorities. It did a table of contents. They weren't completely accurate. So that's something that's really a work in progress. It's interesting and it's novel, but if you have a brief due at 5 and you pull out the Claude Word plugin at 3, you're not going to make that deadline. I mean, it's just too risky. And so part of the purpose of these videos is to show you is to show what these tools can do now, what some of the limitations are, and also where they're going. And they also give you a benchmark for evaluating an investment in tools that are developed specifically for legal. So that's really the purpose of all of these. Now, you may be thinking to yourself, well, if this person claims to use AI in her practice, why isn't she using the tools that she uses? And there's a lot of reasons for that. I use AI extremely effectively, and I really don't want to share my business with my competitors. Some of my clients know the extent to which I use AI. Others don't know all of the details, and that's not because I'm trying to conceal anything from them. It's just because of the nature of the work and the relationship that I have with those particular clients. But I really don't want to share with my competitors what I'm doing, which is why I come up with hypotheticals instead of showing you how I can zip through these things behind the scenes. I am not joking when I tell you that things that once took me 5, 6, 7 hours to do are now things that I can accomplish in maybe an hour or two, if that much. It is saving me a significant amount of time, which is why I have time to fool around and make these hypothetical demonstrations. But I also think this is so important, which is why I'm committing myself to putting together cohorts where we will work together to put together a suite of skills that you can use in your practice. And we'll not only focus on the suite of skills, we'll also learn about projects, and I'll try to do another video on those. And we will also learn about even some basic automations that you can do, how you can use Claude Cowork to generate scripts to automate certain parts of your practice, and also use some of the built-in tools like scheduling to get an updated calendar, get updated marketing materials. So please watch for the paid cohort. It's launching May 1st. Its space is limited to 24 people, but I hope that you can sign on. And if you can't, like I said, take advantage of all of these other materials that are available, or feel free to schedule a private consult with me. Anyway, I hope these videos are helpful, and let me know if you have any questions.